Hey there, my friends. There are two crucial things you need to know about this juicer before you spend your money on it. I'm going to talk about those two things in just a second, but first, let's go over some of the accessories, the features, and what it's like to actually use this. I'm also going to answer the most common questions on Amazon about this juicer, which include what can it actually juice, and how difficult is it to clean? So let's start with the breakdown and the parts of this juicer. So a couple of accessories that it comes with that aren't included in the main body of the juicer is you have a cleaning brush. Super essential. It has a couple of moving parts. This brush is built to fit the exact parts of the juicer and to assist in the cleaning. So you want to hold on to this. It's super handy. You also have the plunger. Now, one of the unique things about this juicer is that you don't have to be pushing every single piece of fruit or vegetable into this juicer individually. That's one of the reasons that I absolutely love it. But if for some reason you do need to move things around in the hopper or push things down in, this is here for you. It has a rubber tip. So there's a little auger inside of here that moves around to push things down in. And if that gets knocked, it's not gonna break anything. Everything's gonna be safe and you're gonna be safe as long as you keep your hand up here at the top of the plunger. You also have a sorbet strainer right here if you want to take frozen fruits or vegetables if you wanted to, but I don't think you'd want to, and put this into the juicer. This will allow you to juice frozen fruits and create a sorbet, which is really nice. You also have a couple of catch cups. You have the pulp catch cup right here, and all of the discard is going to come out of this chute right here and into that cup. And then you have the juice cup right here with a pour spout and a measuring ingredients or measure marks on the side of the cup. And you have a pulp strainer cup. This is just an added strainer so that as the juice comes out of the juicer, it's going to catch anything that's big that wasn't intended to get into the juicer. So let's set those things aside. The first part of the juicer is your bowl or your hopper right here, and it locks into place just by finding this arrow right here. Find the unlock and push it into the lock. That locks it into place. It has a lid right here that locks down. It also has a hole here so you can look down. Even with the lid on, you can look down in and see what's going on. Inside of here, like I mentioned, you have this auger that moves around just like this. So what that does is it rotates your smaller pieces of fruits and vegetables to move them down into the area that it feeds into the actual juicer. Next, you have your straining basket and your spiral piece. I don't know what this thing is called, but this is what actually pushes against the side of the strainer, pushes the juice out, and works the pulp down to the bottom. This is heavy duty. It is directional, so you've got these pieces right here that become the drivetrain of this thing. And then this is your juice strainer right here that goes inside of there and inside of the bottom basket. The bottom basket lifts up off of the unit just like this, and you obviously have your juice spout right here, and then you have your pulp strain right here. The pulp strain has a locking mechanism that you can pull open. Sometimes this will get clogged or gunked up or whatever, and you may need to open this up, disassemble it, get it cleaned out. Then you have the actual motor unit. You have the drivetrain coming up out of here. This is what drives everything. You do have a power cord that's about 3.5 feet long. And then up here, on the back side here, you do have the power button. So there's an on position and there's a reverse position. The reason that there's a reverse button is that if anything were to get caught inside the juicer, you could power it off, reverse it, and it will push all of that stuff that's stuck up to the top, and you can get it out of the bowl or wherever you need to get it out of. It's a really handy feature just to keep things moving smoothly. So again, to assemble this, I just take my base bowl right here, put that into place. I take my auger and my straining basket right here, push that down into the bottom bowl until I feel it seed down into the drivetrain. Everything's sealed off. Everything is really secure as far as that goes. And then I take my top bowl or hopper. Again, I find that unlock spot, put it into place and lock it into place. Then before I do anything else, I want to make sure that I have my juice and my pulp cup in place. because as soon as I start juicing, those are going to be active. Oh, there's one thing I didn't mention is you can close off the juice chute right here too. You don't want to run the juicer while this is closed, but when this is getting full, you want to turn the juicer off, and then you'll want to close it or seal it off so that you can take the cup, pour all that juice into something else, or do whatever you need to do, and keep it closed until you have a cup back underneath it, and then you can open it up again to operate it. So I want to demonstrate how it works. I got a variety of softer and harder fruits and vegetables here. I've got carrots, celery, lemon, and green apple, and we're going to feed all of this into the hopper as much as we can fit. And then we're going to turn it on and let it do its thing. Like I said, one of the nicest things is I don't have to feed each individual fruit or vegetable into the juicer. If you've used one of those older style juicers, I can just take a whole bunch of stuff and dump it in. And it's going to take care of itself. The capacity of this juice hopper is phenomenal. All right, so then I'm gonna close the top lid so nothing gets flung out of here. And then all I have to do is reach behind here and turn it on, and it starts the magic. So you can see it working, all the fruits and vegetables around in here. It's just slowly pushing them down. Then you have all the pulp that's getting fed out the bottom here, and it just gets pressure pushed out there. And then we have the juice coming out on this nozzle right here. You can see it filling into the cup, and it's going through our pulp strainer. Now everything's come out of the hopper here, but there's still stuff being worked down into the juicer. So I don't want to turn it off just yet. I don't want to turn it off until my juice flow has completely slowed and there's no pulp coming out of the pulp chute as well. Okay, our pulp chute has slowed significantly. It's just putting the last bits out right there, and our juice has definitely stopped. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off back here on the back. That's simple. And now it's time for cleaning. That's delicious. All right, for cleaning, the process is very simple. I just want to take the basket off. I'll show you the inside of the basket here. It usually has a little bit of debris, chunks, things that didn't go through. So all I have to do here is just rinse this off, get all those chunks to run out the bottom, just like that. If anything gets caught down in this wheel or anything like that, I can take my brush that has a pick that I can flip a pick or a brush. Sometimes it's nice to get the brush down in there, get the cracks, or if I need to pick something out, I can actually flip that over to the pick and get down in there and pick it out. And then just some soap and hot water, or throw it in the dishwasher. No problem. So that part's super duper easy. So then next I want to pull the juice basket out with the auger, and that's just a simple lift. And then I can pull the auger out of the juice basket. You can see the debris that's left in there. All of this just gets a warm water rinse. Now on this juice basket, this screen right here is what gets you your fine juice. So you do want to make sure that you take a little brush to it and get all those holes clean. Otherwise, the next time you go to use it, those holes are going to be clogged and juice isn't going to come out, or it's going to be lower capacity of juice. So I just give those a really good scrub with my brush, run some water on them, scrub them on the inside and outside. And again, a little soap and water, that's clean, or throw it in the dishwasher. The auger, same sort of thing. You can see all the stuff on here. Give this a good rinse. Might need a brush, might need to get into here inside, but all of that's really easy to rinse out, get clean. Again, soap and water, dishwasher. And then our final piece here is the lower basket. It's the one with the most debris in it. So you could take it over to the garbage can and kind of dump it out. I just like to grab it here and put it in my pulp cup. And then we can rinse that out just the same. I want to get the juice spout. I want to get all this. Now here's the thing. Here's the trick here. As you can see, all that pulp is still stuck down into the pulp chute right there. So I want to open up that pulp chute just like that and take this pulp out, get it all out. I'll usually just do this part with my hands until I get to the more detailed, crucial part, which is this area right here, which is where your pick tool comes in very handy. It's the perfect size to get into that pulp chute and push everything out, both from the top and the bottom. I can do that. And then a nice water rinse. And again, soap, water, or dishwasher, and it's clean. So simple, so easy to use. I hope this video has been helpful in deciding whether or not this is the right juicer for you. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, everybody.